Black women have the highest percentage of women in the workplace than any other group, but pay and job mobility do not reflect that. The question being posed, could unions help close the gap? Joining me to discuss that is Kim Brown, author of the report, Still I Rise, an open letter to black women in the labor movement, plus Marc, Bayard, director of the Institute for Policy Studies Black Worker Initiative. Folks, welcome to the show. We are seeing, when you look at the numbers, union membership at an all-time low. You're seeing right-to-work states. You're seeing folks who talk about the issue of mobility, who talk about being able to have freedom to move from job to job. So how do you make the case that labor unions could be the pathway to raise the economic stakes for black women?
That's a great question, Roland. It's great to be with you. First, it's about the fact that historically black folks have used unions strategically to lift ourselves out of poverty. Black workers in unions earn, for women, it's $2 more at least an hour than their non-union counterparts, and are over 20% more likely to have benefits like health care. So we've always known that unions are the best way for us to kind of insulate.
Hold tight 1 second. We have some mic issues with you right now, so I want to get this fixed. So Tim, come on out. Marc, let me go to you.
Sure.
That works, and we'll get this straight. One of the things that jumps out at me, and we talk about where we stand, you still have to deal with, unions have to make the case why they matter in 2015. And I think when you begin to look at this whole battle that has existed across the country, unions have had significant issues. And so if we're making the case that black women are better off being a part of unions, then, which I totally understand, but you have to create the narrative where when you're going up against a narrative that says, no, unions are bad.
Correct. And what Kim and I are really saying, based upon the research that we've done, is that it also depends on who you're telling that narrative to. And what we have found in our research is that black women are particularly receptive to union messages. They deal in issues on a collective basis for the most part. They really see the value in problem solving. They really see the value in and again, making decisions collectively. And so we see that as an amazing asset. And so what we are telling the labor movement to really do and to really think about is to focus that message on a constituency that's very ripe to hear that message. And black women, as Kim was just saying earlier, have strategically used unions in the past and could definitely use them in the future, given how difficult the economic situations are in the United States.
Here are the numbers. Women who are in labor unions: African Americans 12.2%, white 10.1%, Latinos 8.9%, Asians 11.8%. Those are the numbers. So right now, black women have a higher percentage than any other group as well. What are the unions doing specifically to drive the message home and establish this narrative that could appeal to black women?
They're doing some things, but they need to do a lot more. And part of the reason that we wrote the report is to encourage them to do the things that we know are working. So we have women in the report who are presidents of unions, who are heads of civil rights divisions, who are doing all sorts of amazing work. Some of them say because their white counterparts and their male counterparts have made space for their leadership to emerge and to really set strategies. And we need the labor movement to do more of that. And as Marc said, it's just important for them to do the number one thing, which is organize more black women into unions. Because, as Marc said, they're the lowest hanging fruit. We're the most receptive to organizing. And when black women and other women of color are organizing other women of color, we win 90% of the campaigns that we're running. So why not organize more black women into unions? It's better for us, and it's better for the labor movement. It's a way to revive the labor movement.
And so are the unions out there? Who is doing the best job at doing this?
I think it's not who's doing the best job, because they all need to do more.
No.
Yeah.
I understand they're all doing more, but what I'm saying is, of the unions, who is doing the best job where somebody else may say, hey, let's go look at what they're doing, and we can actually learn from them as well, best practices?
Well, I think it's the unions that are organizing, particularly low-wage workers. What we learned from the women that we profiled.
Right. Is that SEIU? Is that AFL-CIO? Is that, so which again, because I think what has to happen is, we can talk about it in a broad sense, but I believe let's look at what somebody is doing and get a sense of how they're doing it, and then how we can build upon that and improve it.
What I would say to that, Roland, is two things. One is you have to look at segments that have large numbers of African American women. And so the public sector, for example, we know that black women make up actually the largest percentage of public sector workers. So any union in
When
the
you say public sector, anybody who's listening,
we're talking
you're talking about teachers,
we're talking
police
about
officers,
teachers,
firefighters,
police
you're talking about
officers,
city workers,
social
county
Exactly.
workers, those got you.
Right.
social workers, janitorial. That's really important. Unions that have in the public sector need to focus in on their black women workers. Secondly, the report and Still I Rise highlights 27 different examples of unions that are doing the right thing and women who are working for these unions that are doing the right thing. And so what we're finding is that maybe a union is doing a great job in one part of the country, but maybe not in another part. So you just can't say unions overall.
No,
you really have to delve into it.
But
And so we've tried to delve into it.
Here's why I'm pressing on that, because if somebody's doing a good job in one part, I want folks to go to that part.
And so do we.
And say, all right, this is what they're doing.
Exactly.
Because I believe in study, replicate.
Absolutely.
That's my whole point there. So how can folks check out the report? Where can they go?
They can go to our website, which is andstillirise.org. The words are separated by hyphen, so and
Okay,
hyphen.
and-still-i-rise.org.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, I certainly appreciate it. Thanks so much and good luck.
Thank
you so much.
All right.